Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Love, attraction, and relationships, they ain't as complicated as folks make them out to be. See, people always ask me, Steve, how do I make a man obsessed with me? How do I make him think about me all the time? And I tell them straight up, it's not about changing yourself. It's about tapping into what already makes you irresistible. Confidence is one of the most powerful qualities a woman can possess, and it is the key to making any man addicted to her. Confidence is not just about how a woman looks, but about how she carries herself, how she speaks, and how she interacts with the world. A confident woman doesn't seek validation from others because she already knows her worth. She walks into a room with an undeniable presence, not because she demands attention, but because her energy naturally draws people in. A man can sense when a woman is comfortable in her own skin, and that kind of self-assurance is intoxicating. A confident woman does not beg for attention. She doesn't need to chase a man or prove her value to him. She simply exists in her power, and that is enough to make him want her. Men are wired to be attracted to challenge, and nothing is more challenging than a woman who knows she is a prize. When a woman has confidence, she sets standards and expects a man to meet them. She does not tolerate disrespect, mixed signals, or inconsistency. If a man wants to be in her life, he has to step up and prove that he is worthy of her time. This makes her incredibly attractive because men value what they have to work for. Confidence also means being independent. A woman who is secure in herself does not rely on a man to make her happy. She has her own goals, dreams, and passions that she pursues with or without a romantic partner. She is not waiting for a man to complete her because she is already whole. This kind of independence is incredibly appealing to men because it signals that she is not desperate for love, she chooses it. When a man sees that a woman is living a full, exciting life, he becomes intrigued. He wants to be part of her world not because she needs him, but because she makes life more exciting just by being herself. A confident woman does not tolerate mediocrity. She knows what she wants in a relationship and will not settle for less. If a man is not treating her right, she has no problem walking away because she knows she deserves better. This is powerful because it sends a message that she is not afraid to be alone. Men are drawn to women who have high standards because it challenges them to be better. When a man knows that a woman will not accept anything less than what she deserves, he works harder to keep her. This keeps him engaged, invested, and addicted to her presence. Confidence also shows in the way a woman communicates. A confident woman speaks with clarity and certainty. She does not apologize for her opinions or shrink herself to make others comfortable. She expresses what she wants and expects without hesitation. Men find this incredibly attractive because it shows that she is secure in who she is. She does not play games or try to manipulate a man into liking her. She simply presents herself as she is and lets him decide if he is worthy of her. This level of self-assurance is rare, and when a man finds it, he can't help but be drawn in. Another aspect of confidence is emotional security. A confident woman does not get easily jealous or insecure in a relationship. She trusts herself and the connection she has with a man. She does not constantly seek reassurance because she already knows her value. This is refreshing for men because it creates a drama-free, peaceful dynamic. A man feels safe with a confident woman because he knows she is not driven by fear or insecurity. Instead, she brings stability, maturity, and emotional intelligence into the relationship. Confidence is also reflected in body language. The way a woman walks, the way she holds eye contact, and the way she carries herself all send signals of self-assurance. A woman who stands tall, maintains eye contact, and moves with grace exudes confidence without saying a word. Men pick up on these nonverbal cues, and it makes them naturally drawn to her. She doesn't need to be the loudest person in the room to command attention. Her quiet confidence speaks for itself. Ultimately, confidence is about believing in oneself completely. It is about knowing that you are enough just as you are without needing external validation. A woman who embraces her confidence becomes irresistible because she embodies strength, independence, and self-respect. Men are not just attracted to this, they become addicted to it. They crave the challenge, the excitement, and the security that a confident woman brings into their lives. And once a man experiences that kind of energy, he never wants to let it go. Confidence is everything. It is the foundation of attraction, the secret ingredient that makes a woman unforgettable. A confident woman walks into a room, and without saying a word, she commands attention. It's not about arrogance or trying too hard. It's about knowing your worth, standing tall, and moving through life like you are the grand prize. Men are drawn to confidence like a moth to a flame. They don't want a woman who second-guesses herself, constantly seeks validation, or downplays her greatness. They want a woman who owns who she is, who doesn't need external approval to feel valuable. A confident woman knows she doesn't have to chase a man because she understands that the right man will recognize her worth and pursue her. She's not out here begging for attention or settling for half-hearted efforts. She sets the standard, and if a man wants to be in her life, he has to step up and meet it. She knows that rejection is not a reflection of her value, but rather a sign that someone wasn't meant for her. This kind of self-assurance is intoxicating. It makes a man sit up and take notice because he realizes he has to bring his best self to the table if he wants to keep her. Confidence isn't just about how you carry yourself in public. It's about how you feel about yourself behind closed doors. It's in the way you talk to yourself, the way you prioritize your dreams, the way you set boundaries and refuse to settle. It's in the way you pursue your passions, invest in your growth, and live your life with or without a man. Because here's the truth. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and still knowing you're enough. And when a man sees that level of self-love and assurance, he can't help but be drawn to it. He becomes addicted to the energy of a woman who is secure in herself because she offers something rare, stability in a world full of uncertainty. Another key to making a man addicted to you is the power of mystery. Men are natural hunters, and nothing excites them more than a little bit of the unknown. The moment a man feels like he has you completely figured out, the chase is over, and with it, his excitement fades. That's why mystery is so powerful. It keeps him engaged, always wanting more, always wondering what's next. It's not about playing games or being dishonest. It's about revealing yourself in layers, allowing him to slowly uncover the depths of who you are. A woman with an air of mystery doesn't spill all her secrets at once. She doesn't lay everything out on the table on the first date or flood a man with every detail of her life. She keeps parts of herself reserved, letting him earn the privilege of knowing more. She knows that men value what they work for, and when she makes him put in effort to understand her, he becomes invested. His curiosity grows, his desire to be close to her deepens, and before he realizes it, he's hooked. Mystery also comes in the way a woman carries herself. She's unpredictable in the best way. One moment, she's warm and inviting, and the next, she's a little bit distant, making him wonder what's on her mind. She doesn't always say yes immediately. Sometimes she makes him wait, making him anticipate the next conversation, the next meeting, the next moment together. She's the kind of woman who leaves him thinking long after she's gone, replaying her words, analyzing her glances, trying to figure out what makes her tick. When a woman understands the power of mystery, she never becomes boring. She keeps the spark alive because there's always something new to discover about her. She doesn't hand over all her power by making herself too available or predictable. Instead, she makes him work to win her attention, and in doing so, she makes herself unforgettable. A man becomes addicted to the thrill of getting to know her, and once he's hooked, he never wants to let go. Confidence is everything. It's the silent force that draws people in before a word is even spoken. A confident woman enters a room with an undeniable presence, her head held high, her energy radiating self-assurance. She doesn't need to seek validation because she already knows her worth. This kind of energy is magnetic to men. They can sense when a woman is secure in herself, and that security is intoxicating. A man doesn't want to be with someone who doubts herself or second-guesses her value. He wants to be with a woman who knows exactly who she is and isn't afraid to stand in that truth. Confidence isn't about being loud or boastful. It's about owning your space, setting your standards and never shrinking to make someone else comfortable. A confident woman doesn't chase a man. She lets him come to her. And that in itself is what makes her irresistible. Confidence is also about knowing you have options. A woman who carries herself with the energy that she is the prize never settles. She understands that a man's attention is not what defines her, and that belief alone makes a man want her even more. She has a life that is full and rich, with or without him. She has goals, passions, and dreams that she pursues relentlessly. She's not waiting for a man to complete her. She's already complete, and a man simply gets the privilege of adding to her already fulfilling life. That kind of self-assurance makes a man crave her because he knows she won't tolerate anything less than the best. He has to step up his game, put in the effort, and prove that he is worthy of her time. The power of mystery is another key to making a man addicted. Men love the chase. The moment they feel like they have a woman all figured out, the excitement starts to fade. Mystery keeps a man intrigued, always wondering what's beneath the surface, always coming back for more. A woman who understands this doesn't reveal everything about herself too quickly. She allows a man to discover her in layers, giving just enough to keep him curious, but never too much to take away the thrill of learning more. She doesn't answer every text immediately. She doesn't always say yes right away, and she certainly doesn't lay out her entire life story on the first few dates. Instead, she leaves a little to the imagination, making him work for her attention and time. Men value what they earn. When a woman makes herself too available, too predictable, a man may start taking her for granted. But when there's a sense of unpredictability, when he never quite knows what she'll say or do next, he remains captivated. She surprises him with her depth, her ability to keep things interesting, and her unwillingness to conform to what he expects. This element of surprise keeps him engaged, always wanting more, always feeling like he's on a journey to truly know her. And once a man feels like he is constantly discovering something new about a woman, he never loses interest. Playfulness and teasing add another irresistible element to attraction. Men love to feel good around a woman, and nothing makes them feel better than lightheartedness and laughter. A woman who knows how to be playful, who doesn't take herself too seriously, creates an environment where a man feels comfortable, happy, and free. Teasing him in a fun, flirtatious way builds tension and chemistry. It makes every interaction exciting and leaves him looking forward to the next moment with her. A woman who can playfully challenge a man without being mean-spirited instantly stands out. She knows how to push his buttons just enough to make him laugh, how to give him a hard time in a way that sparks attraction rather than conflict. This kind of energy makes a man feel alive. It reminds him of the excitement of new love, of that feeling of being completely drawn to someone who knows how to make even the simplest conversations feel thrilling. Men don't just fall for looks, they fall for how a woman makes them feel. When a woman brings joy, laughter, and a little playful teasing into his life, he associates her with happiness. And once a man ties his happiness to a woman, she becomes someone he doesn't want to be without. That's the secret to making a man addicted. He needs to feel like his world is brighter, his life is better, and his days are more exciting because she is in it. Confidence is everything. A woman who knows her worth doesn't need to chase a man or beg for his attention because she understands that she is the prize. Men are naturally drawn to women who carry themselves with assurance, who walk into a room with their head held high and their energy radiating self-worth. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or constantly seeking validation. It's about having an inner knowing that you bring value simply by being yourself. A confident woman sets standards, and a man who wants to be in her life must rise to meet them. This kind of energy is magnetic because it challenges a man to put in effort to earn her attention rather than just receiving it freely. A confident woman is not afraid to be alone. She is not looking for a man to complete her, but rather for someone who adds to the already fulfilling life she has built for herself. She has passions, dreams, and goals that she pursues relentlessly, and that ambition makes her even more attractive. Men crave the excitement of being with a woman who is secure in herself because she represents stability and strength. When a man sees that a woman is thriving with or without him, he becomes addicted to the challenge of being a part of her world. He knows that she won't tolerate anything less than respect and effort, and that keeps him on his toes. Mystery is another powerful force that keeps a man intrigued. Men love a chase, and the moment they feel they have a woman completely figured out, the excitement begins to fade. A woman who understands the power of mystery never reveals too much too soon. She allows a man to discover her in layers, leaving just enough unknown to keep him curious and invested. She doesn't overshare or rush to explain every detail of her life. Instead, she lets him earn the privilege of knowing her deeply. This approach keeps a man engaged because he is constantly drawn in, always wondering what's next. A mysterious woman is unpredictable in the best way. She doesn't conform to what a man expects. She surprises him, keeps things fresh, and never lets the relationship fall into monotony. When a man feels like there's always something new to learn about a woman, he remains captivated. The thrill of discovery makes him crave her presence. And before he knows it, he's hooked. Men value what they work for. And if a woman presents herself as a puzzle he must figure out, he becomes emotionally invested in solving it. Playfulness and teasing add an irresistible spark to attraction. Men love to feel good, and nothing makes them feel better than a woman who knows how to have fun. A woman who can be playful, who knows how to challenge a man in a lighthearted way, creates an environment where he feels free to be himself. Teasing him in a flirtatious way, making jokes, and keeping conversations exciting builds a strong connection. It adds a level of chemistry that keeps a man engaged, always looking forward to the next interaction. A playful woman is unforgettable because she brings joy into a man's life. She doesn't take herself too seriously, and that energy is contagious. When a man associates a woman with laughter, happiness, and excitement, he naturally wants to be around her more. Playfulness makes every moment feel fresh and new, preventing the relationship from becoming dull or predictable. When a woman knows how to keep things fun while still maintaining her confidence and standards, a man finds himself drawn to her again and again. Emotional connection is what turns attraction into addiction. A man may initially be drawn to a woman's confidence, mystery, and playfulness, but it is the deep emotional bond that makes him stay. Men often struggle to express their emotions openly, so when they find a woman who makes them feel understood, they become attached in a way they can't explain. A woman who listens without judgment, who provides a space where a man feels safe to be vulnerable, creates a connection that is rare and powerful. A man wants to feel like he can trust a woman with his thoughts, fears, and dreams. He wants to know that she sees him beyond the surface, beyond the image he presents to the world. When a woman makes a man feel emotionally secure, he starts to crave that connection. He begins to associate her with comfort, peace, and understanding. The thought of losing that kind of bond becomes unbearable, and that's when the addiction sets in. He doesn't just want her around. He needs her presence in his life because she offers something deeper than physical attraction. She provides a sense of belonging, and once a man feels that, he won't want to let it go. Confidence is everything. A woman who truly understands her worth doesn't chase a man. She attracts him effortlessly. She walks into a room knowing she is valuable, not because someone else tells her so, but because she believes it herself. This energy is magnetic. Men are drawn to women who radiate self-assurance because it signals strength, independence, and high standards. A confident woman doesn't need external validation to feel good about herself. She carries herself with poise, speaks with certainty, and doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. She knows what she brings to the table, and that alone makes a man want to be part of her world. Confidence also means setting boundaries and refusing to settle. A woman who values herself doesn't tolerate inconsistency, disrespect, or half-hearted effort. She makes it clear that if a man wants to be in her life, he has to step up. This challenges him in a way that keeps him engaged. Men crave a sense of achievement, and when they have to work to earn a woman's time and attention, they become more invested. A woman who is confident in her own life, who has passions, goals, and dreams becomes irresistible. She doesn't rely on a man to complete her. She is already whole. And that is exactly what makes a man addicted. Mystery is another powerful tool that keeps a man hooked. The moment a man feels like he has a woman completely figured out, the intrigue fades. But when there's an air of unpredictability, when a woman reveals herself in layers instead of all at once, he remains captivated. She doesn't overshare too soon, nor does she make herself too available. Instead, she lets him wonder, keeps him guessing, and makes him earn the privilege of knowing her deeper thoughts and emotions. This approach ignites his natural curiosity and fuels his desire to keep coming back. A woman who embraces mystery keeps things exciting. She doesn't always say yes right away, doesn't always text back immediately, and doesn't reveal every detail of her day. She leaves space for him to miss her, to think about her, to crave her presence. This dynamic creates a push and pull effect that men find thrilling. They love the challenge, the chase, and the feeling of continuously uncovering new aspects of a woman's personality. When a woman keeps things fresh and intriguing, she never becomes predictable, and a man never loses interest. Playfulness and teasing add another irresistible layer to attraction. Men love to feel good around a woman, and nothing makes them feel better than laughter and lightheartedness. A woman who knows how to joke, flirt, and challenge a man in a fun way creates an environment where he feels relaxed and excited at the same time. Teasing him, playfully pushing his buttons, and knowing when to pull back keeps the energy dynamic and engaging. A playful woman is one who knows how to keep a man's attention without effort. She understands that attraction isn't just about deep emotional conversations or intense passion. It's also about having fun together. When a man associates a woman with joy, he becomes addicted to the way she makes him feel. He craves her energy because it lifts him up, makes him laugh, and gives him an escape from the pressures of daily life. This kind of chemistry is hard to find, and once a man experiences it, he won't want to let go. Emotional connection is what transforms attraction into something deeper. A man may initially be drawn to a woman's confidence, mystery, and playfulness, but what truly makes him addicted is the way she makes him feel emotionally. Men often struggle to express their feelings, but when they find a woman who makes them feel seen, heard, and understood, they form a bond that's hard to break. A woman who listens without judgment, who supports without smothering, and who creates a space where a man can be vulnerable is rare. When a man feels safe to open up, when he trusts a woman with his thoughts, dreams, and insecurities, he becomes emotionally attached. This connection is what keeps him coming back, what makes him crave her presence. He starts to associate her with comfort, stability, and genuine companionship. The fear of losing that kind of deep connection makes him realize just how valuable she is in his life. Once a man feels emotionally secure with a woman, he doesn't just want her, he needs her. Feminine energy is the final key that makes a man addicted. In a world that constantly pushes women to be tough and independent, there is an undeniable power in embracing softness, grace, and warmth. Feminine energy isn't about weakness, it's about balance. It's about knowing when to take charge and when to let a man step up. It's about moving with ease, being nurturing, and allowing a man to feel like he can provide, protect, and cherish. Men are naturally drawn to feminine energy because it contrasts with their own. It brings out their desire to pursue, to give, to take care of the woman they love. A woman who embraces her femininity through her demeanor, her kindness, her ability to receive love, creates a dynamic that makes a man feel more like a man. He doesn't just see her as a romantic partner, he sees her as someone he wants to protect, cherish, and devote himself to. Feminine energy invites a man to be his best self, and once he experiences that feeling, he never wants to let it go. Confidence is everything. A woman who truly knows her worth doesn't need to chase a man. She attracts him effortlessly. She walks into a room exuding self-assurance, not because she's trying to impress anyone, but because she believes in herself. Men are drawn to women who carry themselves with poise and certainty. This isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing that she brings value simply by being herself. A confident woman sets high standards and expects a man to meet them. She doesn't tolerate disrespect or settle for less than she deserves. This challenges a man, making him want to prove himself worthy of her attention. The moment he realizes she isn't like the others, that she won't bend over backward for just anyone, he becomes hooked. Confidence also means independence. A woman with her own passions, dreams, and goals is incredibly attractive. She isn't looking for a man to complete her, she's already whole. When a man sees that a woman is thriving with or without him, he can't help but want to be part of her world. He knows she won't tolerate inconsistency, and that alone makes him step up his game. Men are naturally drawn to challenge, and a confident woman provides just that. She keeps him intrigued, constantly wanting to earn her attention and admiration. Mystery is another force that keeps a man hooked. The moment he feels like he has completely figured out a woman, the intrigue fades. But a woman who reveals herself in layers keeps him coming back for more. She doesn't overshare too soon, nor does she make herself too available. Instead, she lets him wonder, keeping him guessing about what she's thinking, what she'll do next, and how she truly feels about him. This keeps his mind occupied, his curiosity piqued, and his desire to unravel her growing stronger. A mysterious woman never lays out all her cards on the table. She knows how to maintain an air of unpredictability that keeps a man captivated. She doesn't immediately answer every text, nor does she always say yes to every invitation. This push and pull effect keeps the excitement alive, making every interaction feel like a new discovery. Men value what they have to work for, and when a woman presents herself as a puzzle he must figure out, he becomes emotionally invested. Playfulness and teasing create an irresistible spark. Men love to feel good around a woman, and nothing makes them feel better than laughter and lightheartedness. A woman who knows how to have fun, how to challenge a man in a flirty, playful way, keeps him engaged. Teasing him, pushing his buttons just enough to make him smile, and keeping conversations lively all create a connection that feels effortless and exciting. A playful woman doesn't take herself too seriously, and that energy is contagious. When a man associates a woman with joy, he starts craving her presence. She becomes his escape from the stress of everyday life, his source of happiness. He starts thinking about her when she's not around, replaying conversations and moments in his head. This emotional imprint makes her unforgettable, keeping him drawn to her again and again. Emotional connection is what transforms attraction into true addiction. A man may initially be drawn to a woman's confidence, mystery, and playfulness, but what truly makes him stay is the way she makes him feel emotionally. Men often struggle to open up, but when they find a woman who listens without judgment, who makes them feel seen and understood, they form a bond that's hard to break. A woman who creates a space where a man feels safe to be vulnerable becomes someone he can't live without. When a man trusts a woman with his fears, dreams, and insecurities, he becomes deeply attached. He starts to associate her with comfort, stability, and a sense of belonging. Once he experiences that level of emotional safety, he won't want to lose it. He realizes that she is not just another woman, she is someone who truly understands him. That feeling is rare, and a man who finds it will do whatever it takes to keep it. Feminine energy is the final piece of the puzzle that makes a man addicted. In a world that often pushes women to be tough and independent, there is an undeniable power in embracing softness, grace, and warmth. Feminine energy isn't about weakness, it's about balance. It's about knowing when to take charge and when to let a man step up. It's about moving with ease, being nurturing, and allowing a man to feel like he can protect and provide. Men are drawn to feminine energy because it brings out their natural instincts to pursue, to cherish, and to give. A woman who embraces her femininity through her kindness, her ability to receive love, and her gentle confidence creates a dynamic that makes a man feel needed and valued. This doesn't mean playing helpless. It means allowing a man to take care of her in ways that make him feel more like a man. Once a man experiences that, he never wants to let it go.